Hello, my friends, and welcome to a brand new episode of Discourse in Magic. My name is Jonah Babins, and today we are talking about running ads in your magic business. But this is not a tactical episode. This is a story, actually a few different stories about what my experience was, became, and now is with respect to running ads in the magic business. And the reason why I think that this is so important and that I was compelled to share this with you is because we know, I'm sure you know, I know, but we know that the biggest things that stop you from growing is not the tactical, it's the mental game. And it's not like you have to psych yourself up to go and do something, but a lot of times we're not doing the thing that we know that we should be doing, or when we do it, we leave or quit way too easily, or when it is working, we don't know when we should grow it. And these are not technical questions. These are actually mental and emotional questions that you only learn from trying and being an entrepreneur and being a magician and testing and doing these things. So I wanted to share with you not only some stories, my stories about running Google ads specifically in my magic business to get gigs. I've got a whole own version of this story, something totally different about running Facebook ads to sell tickets. But this is about running Google ads to get gigs in my business. And I'm going to tell you some stories. And then after, I'm going to unpack some of the things that I think you really need to understand about it. So let's first rewind back in time, call it 10 years ago, plus or minus. I don't know exactly when it was. I was living in my parents' house. I was trying to get more gigs and trying to figure out how to do it. And someone somewhere, maybe on a podcast or something, told me that I should run ads. So what did I do? I made a Google Ads account and I went through the settings and I pointed all the stuff to my website and my phone number and I turned the ads on. And what happened? Well, after 3 days, I got a call for a third birthday party directly to my phone in the middle of the day. Maybe 2 days later, I got a call about performing for free at a kindergarten. And at that point, I was like, I don't know. This isn't really what I want to do. This isn't really working. I looked, it spent about $500, and I just said, you know what? Google Ads is not for me. And I shut it off. And it was a, 7, 8, 9 day long experiment that ended with me saying, you know what? I don't think this works, and I don't think this works for me. And maybe you've had a similar experience with maybe ads or maybe SEO or creating content or sending cold emails or being on gig sites or any of these things, or even creating a magic trick. You've had this experience where you go in, you try the thing, it doesn't get you the result that you want. There's a cost to it, like it takes your time or your money, and then you say, you know what? I don't think that this is for me. So then 5 years later, 5 whole whopping years later of me not running ads, I had a different opportunity. At this point, I had joined forces with Ben for the Toronto Magic Company. This was the beginning of 2020. We were doing lots of public ticketed shows, and everyone kept telling us, you guys should, be like loud and open about people hiring you for gigs. And we had been, but just randomly talking about it, wasn't bringing people through Toronto Magic Company. They were bringing people to us individually, people that had seen us individually in their own way. So I thought, you know what? Now that Toronto Magic Company has a beautiful website, I am going to run ads to it. By the way, for context, the Toronto Magic Company is the company that I run with Ben Train, which now books myself and books him out to do gigs, and we don't even do that many public shows anymore. Anyways, back to the story. So this time I did something different. Instead of opening up the ads platform and turning everything on, I spent probably about 2 days just learning how to actually run an ad. All the different types of ads there are, what the difference between broad match and phrase match and exact match. If I'm looking for a phone call or a form fill, how to get the basics of tracking set up on the website. What on earth a negative keyword is. And if you run lots of ads, maybe all the words I said make a ton of sense to you and your magic business. And if you've never run an ad, then maybe they don't, which is what it was like for me. Those words did not make any sense to me. But after about 10, 20 hours of learning, I had a somewhat picture about what I thought it should look like. And I set up the ads. It took me a bit of time, and I turned it on. And what happened? Within 48 hours, I got an inquiry for the biggest contract of Ben and I's career at that point. It was a multi-magician, multi-month-long booking. You can imagine how crazy that was, from going from like, hey, no one is asking us directly through the Toronto Magic Company to hire like multiple magicians, to like just a few days into having an ad turned on to have it actually bring in business. So I let it keep running, kept running the ads. Then, as maybe the timeline is making sense to you, that was in like January of 2020. By the end of March of 2020, you know what happened. We had the pandemic. I turned off the ads. Maybe a couple other gigs or inquiries had come in here or there, but I turned off the ads, and we were doing lots of different stuff. We were doing our virtual conventions and things like that. And then I thought, we've been doing these virtual shows now for a little bit. I should turn the ads on again. But it was like a whole different thing, right? Like, people weren't hiring me for a private thing. But anyways, I turned it back on. It started working again. So I thought, what if I hire somebody to run ads for me? Someone who actually spent more than 10 to 20 hours learning how to do it. So I did. I posted in a Facebook group that was just a group of people that had been in my fraternity worldwide. This wasn't even a group of people that run ads or anything like that. And someone popped up and he said, yeah, I'll give you a hand. And he got it set up. I started paying him regularly, and lo and behold, the ads started working more. And we met, once a week. And I said, what about this? Let's try this. And started working more and more. And at a certain point, I wanted to grow it more. And he was kind of doing it as a side favor for me. I mean, I was paying him, but that's not what he did. I mean, he worked in ads in the past, but it just wasn't really what he did. So he said, look, you obviously need more and more help, and you want to scale and grow this more and more. Why don't you hire somebody else to do this? I'm happy to communicate with them. So I did. I went through a hiring process. He had some recommendations. I went out, found some people, and I found someone. And that guy who I then hired has now been running my ads for years since that moment. And he runs the ads of everybody who's in the mastermind. We'll get back to that in a second. But I just wanted to highlight the moments of the story. So first, I just opened up Google Ads, tried setting it up, and didn't do anything. Then I spent some time working on it, set it up, and it did something. Then I hired somebody to help me do it, and then it worked even more. And then to grow it, I hired the right person to do it, and then it grew and grew and grew. And obviously, Google Ads is not the only way. I bring in bookings from lots of ways, from past clients and from cold emails and from gig sites and SEO and lots of different ways. But this was one of the stories of one of the ways. So what's the lesson here? Well, the first lesson is that hard things probably won't work the first time that you do it. The number of magicians that I speak to about their magic business, asking about joining the mastermind, I ask how they get leads. Oftentimes I'll get some version of a story of like, hey, I tried doing X and it didn't work for me. And my immediate question is always, how much did you try? Like, how hard did you try? Magicians say, hey, I tried running Google Ads, just doesn't work for me. I tried making content, just didn't do anything. I sent 20 cold emails, nothing happened. And yeah, hard things don't necessarily work the first time. So my first nudge to you is, if you tried something in your magic business that doesn't work, but other people are telling you that this kind of thing works, then you may want to invest some more time and resources into doing that thing and doing that thing better. Second thing that I learned is that these efforts, no matter what they are, it could be getting better at magic, it could be getting better at a trick, it could be getting better at any part of your business, from sales calls to making your website look pretty to running ads or sending cold emails. They are not going to work without you learning about it. We live in an awesome time where you can get the basic information about anything that you need. Can you find online for free a person to tell you exactly how to run your Google Ads for a magic business? Well, probably not. But can you learn from people who run Google Ads for other service-based businesses online? 100%. And you can get an idea for what you want, what you don't want, to get the basic lay of the land. So my second lesson here is that most things are not going to work if you do it before you learn about it. Now, I am a huge advocate of just trying shit. I'm a huge advocate of try the thing, do the thing. But part of that is not just blindly doing it. Part of that is learning about it, spending some time, maybe buy a course, maybe hire a consultant, maybe watch 20, 30 hours of videos. Like, try the thing, not just by taking action and doing it, but also by learning about the thing. Third thing I learned is this. Here's the biggest lesson. When something is working for you in your business, hire someone to help you do it more and better and faster. Let me say this again. If something is working for you and your business, hire somebody to help you do it more and better and faster. The amount of times in my business and my life that I have limited my growth because I thought, I'm pretty good at this, so I'll just keep doing it, is beyond. It's why I spend so much of my dollars and time investing in education. I have multiple coaches for different aspects of my business. Every year, Ben and I hire different magicians as magic consultants to help us with our tricks and with our acts. Why? Because if something is good, then you want to hire a professional to help you do it even better. And I hope that one of the three parts of those lessons resonates with you because, like I said at the beginning, a lot of the reasons why your magic business isn't growing is partially tactical, but the reason why you don't have the tactical or technical information is because of some sort of mental or emotional block that's telling you, it didn't work the first time, maybe I'm not going to do it. Or it didn't work when I didn't learn about it, so I'm not going to try. Or it kind of works right now, that's good enough for me. Or why hire someone? Is it going to be too expensive? These are emotional and mental blocks that are stopping you from doing the thing that is very possibly and very likely the unlock to the next level of your business. Now, here's the bit about the mastermind that I wanted to tell you. That ads guy who I've been working with now for like 4 years, his name is Sam, and he now works inside of the mastermind. So every single member of the mastermind who is getting all the things that we do, coaching and support and community and help, and really just holding your hand and guaranteeing that you hit different revenue benchmarks in your business. We do a whole lot of things, and I'll tell you a lot more about it. We basically help you hit the 6-figure mark, or if you're there, help you hit 150, 200, or 250. We've done it many times before. But anyways, that guy, Sam, he now also works for me inside of the mastermind, consulting with all of the members on their ads. So they don't have to go out into the world and hire another ads person to help them run their ads. They already have an expert that is helping them do it hands-on in their business. So that's my lessons for you for today. I want you to stop beating yourself up about you tried it once and it didn't work, or you're doing it right now and you don't need any help, or even you hired someone and you don't need to hire someone different. I want you to think about not only the technical aspects of growing your business, but also some of the mental and emotional aspects that are stopping you or getting in your way. Hope you learned something. Hope this episode was epic for you. Got another great interview coming for you next week. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next Thursday. Ciao.